New since 6, one local lawmaker is among the hundreds of voting rights activists who were arrested at a protest outside the White House on Wednesday. KAMT News 3's Samantha Soto spoke with her.
Protests against voter suppression were held earlier this week in an effort to stop the government from putting up barriers to vote. I spoke to State Representative Liz Boldon, who was in D.C. at the protests.
We're at a point where we're really in an emergency.
Wednesday was the 5th event in a series of protests with the goal of bringing awareness to voting rights, calling on President Biden to use his power to help pass the Freedom to Vote Act and John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act. Representative Liz Boldon was one of the activists at the protests who was arrested. She tells me hundreds of bills have been introduced in legislatures across the country to make it more difficult to vote.
These, attacks on our democracy, really, that we're seeing across the country are targeted to people of color, Black, brown, Indigenous folks.
Boldon says voting rights are the foundation to change.
Voting is a right. Everyone should be able to cast their vote, make their voice heard, have the freedom to vote, and that we are still in a place where it isn't the case.
Boldon tells me legislation at the federal level is needed in order for action to take place. In Rochester, Samantha Soto, KIMT News 3.
Boldon says she was issued a $50 citation for blocking the sidewalk, which she tells KIMT she paid the following day.